Hey guys, this is Chris Jones, the founder and CEO of LSEO.com, and this is our president, Chris Nash. Wanted to chat really quick about the importance of technical SEO. Think about it like going to a doctor's office. When you go to a doctor's office, they take your temperature, they take your weight, among other things. They baseline your health. One of the interesting things about SEO is as it's just natural, usually will go with what you think is going to drive the greatest performance, which is link building and content creation. Slow down for a second. Before you start doing that aggressively, it is in your best interest to do a technical SEO audit. So we're going to chat with you about that. Chris?
I think one of the things that really makes this an interesting conversation is the fact that most web designers and most templates or most website structure out there, even when it purports to be SEO friendly, only scratches the surface of what's possible. The other part of this is I think most designers, even the ones that say they have SEO chops, are only doing the most basics, and even when they build, they're breaking some of the new rules and some of the new focus points and ranking factors that Google's really keying off of. So I think it's important to have somebody take a look at that actually understands the true value of technical SEO and is going to look at things like your content strategy. And first of all, does it have a proper strategy, or are you just going out there and smattering things against a wall, hoping some sticks? On the technical side, having a true understanding of what is actually going to change those things, and then having somebody that's going to go in and tell you what's wrong with it. I think the most important factor, too, is setting up priorities for how to approach this. So you can go out there and start adjusting your meta tags or start writing better content for the site, but there's probably a priority list that you should go through. That's one of the main things that an audit or a technical SEO review will do for a website, is help you prioritize that. Yep. And we obviously have a team that can go after that work, but we kind of wanted to walk through what we provide as an audit and then why that's important to carry out.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, a technical SEO audit will be diagnostic, but it also identifies the lowest hanging fruit to immediately fix any problems that might exist so that you get the benefit of that. Keep this in mind. We're going to go through the specific things that we offer as part of our technical audit, if you will. But Google is not a person. It's a machine. As a machine, it only understands what you give it. And unfortunately, Chris had mentioned sometimes you have a web design firm that focuses mostly on the aesthetics and doesn't really truly appreciate the technical SEO. In fact, that is so common, it's epidemic.
Right.
But Google's constantly changing as well. So you get into some advanced things around, like if you're an e-commerce site or if you have a lot of pages, you get into advanced issues on indexation. In other words, if you have 10,000 pages and only 5,000 of those pages are indexed, how do you think the 5,000 that aren't indexed are ranking? AKA, they're not ranking. And so the point is that it's a machine. Google's a machine, and what we help you do is to take a look at how that machine processes your website, both mobile and web, and how we could identify areas to fix. So, I don't think we make this video too long. We invite you to dive deeper with us on a conference call or an in-person meeting. But a couple of the things that we do, and we take a comprehensive approach here, like Chris mentioned. We do a lot of analysis up front. So we look at a competitor analysis. We ask you for 2 to 3 of your top competitors because we want to baseline where you're at right now versus the competition. We do comprehensive keyword research. This is one of the most neglected things in technical SEO. Keyword research isn't sitting here thinking, what are the keywords that people are typing? No, it's using tools, in some cases very expensive software that we have access to actually look at what people are actually typing and to do a deep dive on that. The end result is you having a comprehensive keyword research report that is incredibly valuable. We also look at some of the on-site factors. Chris referenced 1 or 2, looking at your meta information, looking at whether or not your images are optimized. Some of this is highly technical. If you're not technical, I apologize, but looking at like your H1 and H2 tags and making sure they're consistent with your title tags. All of those little nuances are critically important as Google comes in, as the spider comes into your site and indexes the site and tries to understand it versus other sites that are similar to you. If that's not structured properly, or if for whatever the reason Google is hitting a roadblock, how do you think you're going to rank versus your competition? Our goal with regard to the on-site technical analysis portion of our audit is to identify those factors, clean those up. A couple of the other things, we look at what's called domain analysis. So it really goes back to the founding of Google. Google measures your authoritativeness versus others that could rank for the same keywords. In general, that's measured by the quality and the quantity of links coming into your site. We've done videos and we offer services around link building. It is the #1 ranking factor. It's very important. But as part of this technical audit, we're going to go ahead and do that analysis for you, not only for your website, but for the competitors we asked you about.
One of the, I think the biggest importance there is when we're looking at the competition and understanding how other sites are ranking, we can actually look at the 8 websites that might be outranking yours, or the 2 or 3 depending on where you fall for certain terms, and understand why those other websites and why the competition might be outranking you. And we can effectively reverse engineer it, understand what their domain authority like, understand what their backlink profile looks like, and then effectively go after those same targets and more to ultimately have you rank above it. So that's part of our technical analysis and part of our audits, and we help you build a roadmap to go attack that.
One real quick thing is how important the independence of this audit being done is to your business. Many of you may think that you could just go run a report on your own or have someone on your team do it. I would recommend, if you're a medium to a larger company, that you're doing quarterly audits independently. So you're hiring an agency like LSEO to provide you with this document. And in conclusion, one of the reasons why I recommend that is because ultimately what this document becomes is it lays the foundation for your SEO strategic plan. Having this document, even if you don't hire us to carry it out, by the way, that's up to you. If you have an internal team of link builders and content creators, great, that's fine. Ultimately, this report is a standalone value to you to then implement as part of your strategic plan. And of course, we could tailor the audit around your specific interests. For instance, this gets a little bit into our SEO consulting service because we would want to dive under the hood and think about the strategy side of this. But many of you may be thinking about launching in new markets. Do you use a country level domain? Do you use your toplevel.com domain? How you think about that? Do you use a subdomain? These are complicated topics that again fall into our SEO consulting, but we could also include that level of analysis in an SEO audit. And if you really, really want to build a team long-term internally, we could also make recommendations about the type of qualifications those individuals really should have. Are they a technical SEO? Are they a marketing SEO? And depending on your business and your needs, we can make those recommendations.
For sure.
So everything that we do is meant to be comprehensive. If you went into the doctor's office and you had a heart condition, but you went in because you stubbed your toe, we wouldn't want you to leave if you've got a problem with your heart. The point is that we're going to look for those things that you likely wouldn't find internally or might not even know something is wrong. The end result is a very valuable document that not only you'll receive, but we'll schedule a conference call and walk you through the entire process. So listen, we look forward to working with you, creating this audit. It is in your best interest. It is something that you should have done regularly. And if we're doing other services for you, we encourage you to schedule it with us ahead of time so that we could get you into the queue and get you scheduled. That's Chris and Chris, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.